On their way across the sea near Japan, the whale Katop and the goldfish Vivi heard cries for help coming from a rocky crevice. They discovered King Crab Tutu, gravely injured. Tutu recounted that the crab kingdom had just been attacked by the fierce red-eyed shark clan. Tutu fought bravely but was overpowered, narrowly escaping with his life. The rest of the crabs had been captured and taken as prisoners. Katop asked Vivi to use her singing voice to heal King Tutu. As Vivi began to sing, all of Tutu's wounds gradually faded, and before long, he was completely healed. Katop decided to help the crab kingdom. Together, they devised a plan. Katop would lure the sharks away, while Vivi and King Tutu would sneak in to rescue the captured crabs. At dawn the next day, Katop swam toward the shark's lair. He let out a resounding roar that echoed across the seafloor. All 10 red-eyed sharks immediately awoke and charged out like a pack of bloodthirsty beasts. Katop quickly turned and swam away. Despite his massive size, he was astonishingly agile. The shark's snapping jaws shredded the water just behind him, but Katop weaved and dodged skillfully, evading each bite by a hair's breadth. Katop darted into a dark, narrow underwater cave, just wide enough for his body to slip through. Behind him, the sharks' snarls echoed, their tails churning the water into froth. Their glowing red eyes pierced through the cracks in the rocks like eerie, ghostly lanterns. Inside the cave, Katop swam swiftly while using echolocation to navigate, gliding past razor-sharp rock branches mere inches from his skin. One of the sharks, chasing too closely, got stuck between the rocks and let out a pained howl. Emerging from the cave, Katop plunged straight into a vast kelp forest, where shimmering light filtered through towering, jade-green strands of seaweed that swayed like underwater columns. The kelp stirred, forming a shimmering maze. A place where the shark's size worked against them. Katop danced nimbly, weaving through the swaying kelp like a giant underwater dancer. One shark tried to follow but got tangled in the thick roots, struggling and shrieking with frustration. The others collided with each other amidst the tangled kelp, slowing themselves down. As Katop neared a swirling oceanic current, he pretended to slow, baiting the sharks. 5 of them, still frenzied, charged after him, while the other 5 stopped abruptly, sensing a trap. Katop circled the edge of the current, then suddenly dove into its heart. The pursuing sharks followed, but the strong current was already lying in wait. One by one, the sharks were sucked in, slammed against the rocky walls, and hurled far away by the raging water. Though victorious, Katop was wounded, his body torn with gashes, blood coloring the water around him. At the same time, in the prison camp beneath the coral reef, Vivi and King Tutu had managed to rescue many young crabs. Just then, the remaining 5 sharks returned, discovered the escape, and attacked. Tutu stepped forward, wielding his massive claws to block the path and engaged 3 of the sharks in combat. Though bitten and battered, he fought with fierce determination. Vivi lifted her voice, sending out a gentle, soothing melody that lulled one shark to sleep, making it collapse to the ocean floor. The alpha shark, wiser than the others, plugged its ears and silently circled around behind them. It suddenly lunged forward, wrapping its tail around Vivi, and vanished into the darkness. Katop returned, his body covered in wounds, just as King Tutu struck down the last 3 sharks. The 2 could only stare in the direction the shark clan had retreated, their eyes filled with worry. How will the journey to rescue Vivi unfold? Don't forget to like and subscribe to follow along.